This is what every esports fan in the world has been waiting for. You all are about to feast your eyes on a battle of epic proportions. As FaZe clashes with SK Gaming for the ECS Season 3 Finals Championship. Hold on tight. Buckle your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen. It's going down.
Dude after the big punches. They seem to be doing that not just as a one-time thing, they're doing that all throughout the semi-finals.
Just to know that, Anders, as well, Device had one bullet left in the PT-50 to finish that run off. Not just one in the magazine, one left in the entire weapon itself. How sick is that they actually managed to win the round in that sort of fashion? Either way, he managed to pull it off, and we go into round number 2 here. 4 spy from SK. Been very good in these second round 4 spies. There's a pick though. He's denying them the first kill. Takes it down in the apartments, 5 on 4. Don't need to overcommit here, but they want that quad side. They're trying to capitalize on the pick they picked up here.
Zero, very elusive inside of the smoke. I'm surprised they haven't found him yet. They're going to be jumping down. They will actually see his legs because the smoke is up on the ledge, so that's very unfortunate. I don't think Cole maybe realized that. 3 versus 5 right now, and just an easy cleanup round here for Astralis, in spite of the fact there was a big investment for SK into this round. Fallen will pick up the UMP, and if you notice, he has $1,400. He's going to be buying an AWP later on.
He will indeed, yeah. Well, this round hasn't equated to too much here for SK Gaming. They get 1 pick. That's on Device, but Fallen now, he'll have the UMP. As he said, with 1 kill obtained for him so far, and the save money as well. Taking that UMP the next round, that's just going to keep adding to his total. If he can get 1 kill, it's an extra $600. That'll help him out tremendously. So bomb goes off, he saves the weapon. He'll certainly hold on to it himself. Try and get that 1 kill. That's all he needs this round, just to really make that a really smart save overall. But 2-0 for Astralis. Looking comfortable right now. There should be pretty much full eco from SK, but as we said, the saved SMG will keep them on their toes somewhat. Maybe a couple of PT-50s in total for SK. That'll be about it. Should be just default pistols really across the board. Get into round number 3 here.
No kind of craziness coming up yet. Fallen's actually given it over to Fur instead, so...
That's kind of weird, isn't it? You'd think, I'm the AWP, I need that money, let me see what I can do.
And instead, Fallen's got a flashbang, so it seems like he's going to try and flash Fur in, maybe onto the top of Banana here. Fur moving forward and going for the spray down. Does some good damage, but not enough to get a kill, and Astralis should be able to just calm this situation right down. Good shots coming up from Device, and leaves Taco on the wrong side of the map. But even if they were coming here, it wouldn't make a big deal. Like, they are actually turning around. At the Eagle, I don't think it's going to be enough.
I don't think so either. No kills, obtaining some damage. Hits in. Taco might find 1, but denied by Dupree. Clean 3-0 for Astralis. 4 spy in the second as well. Does make things problematic generally here for SK Gaming. They're going to have limited in terms of diffuse kits. They probably will have the AWP, as we mentioned before. Lacking grenades, maybe the incendiaries won't be able to come out. So that means that aggressive stance we discussed towards Banana, you won't be able to lock out the T's as easily. But they should have smokes, and this is the big round. We'll see what the buy delivers. So yeah, there it is. So 2 UMPs opting for more utility instead of firepower here. That's absolutely fine. This shows that they're not 100% comfortable here. Falling without head armor against 4 SMGs, that's actually a huge deal here.
Fallen not willing to contest it too aggressively, and those are the classic Molotovs that we've been seeing a lot on Inferno, especially that second one, trying to get all the way back. First, still picks up a kill on Device, and he's going to make it back into the bomb site. And that's a really big win. They're going to swap out just because he has almost no health. That's a good move.
Surprised the Device went up there by himself without any sort of refrag potential here, but he did have the SMG trying to find the first pick, but Fernal giving the AWP. As we get into the final commitment here from the T's towards quad they go. It's Kiabi and Zipex chiming in with the SMG. He's actually doing a great job here. It's up to Bell trying to do what he can, denies the bomb, but that's all he gets. 1 frag in total. The 3-on-2 begins. Low of low HP as well, and the AWP looks like they're saving straight away, Anders. That's it. Round over. It's the fast play of the apartments. The flashbangs were great. You could see how overwhelmed the CTs were trying to hold that position. Number 4 does go in favor of Astralis here, setting the tone for the map so far. And that's the problem with those second round 4 spies. We've discussed that in length here at this tournament. You're limited in terms of you won't necessarily have 5M4s, and if you do, you're not going to have the grenades. You just about get the AWP power, but that doesn't do much for them. He'll hold on to it. He's low HP, so falling through in that weapon to allow him to hold deeper angles and just go for one kills instead of trying to get multiple spray downs.
I especially love that smoke that lands actually not in the library, but it lands all the way over towards Little Pit by Archway, and it's really good.
It's
because,
so good, isn't it?
Yeah, anyone coming out of apartments, they don't even have to worry about anyone standing over there. It's really a powerful position to be smoking.
It's, yeah, probably the greatest smoke we have on this map right now. It's using the pistols, it's using gun rounds. Like, it's just so good for getting players out of that apartment area, and the flashbangs would be so good as well. We didn't have that chimney flashbang in the older version of Inferno. You didn't have that option to flash out like that, and you got flashes from middle. The chimney flash as well can be so difficult to hold that off. So that's great work by Astralis, looking very good here in the third map. We do have saved weaponry, of course, from SK in the previous round, the M4 and the AWP as well, so they can force around this. But this has been problematic for teams in this tournament so far. If you save a couple of weapons, of course, you are tempted to force into these sort of rounds, and you do have a chance with the AWP up. This can be quite limiting. If you don't win this round, the money's just going to be a problem throughout this first half.
Molotov's raining in, and look at how it forces forward. But actually, he drops the bomb regardless. He's taking a bit of fire damage, but ultimately, he's going to be fine with this situation. It's very impressive that he can play around all these Molotovs. He's got almost nowhere to stand. And maybe Astralis should start to realize that when that happens, Fer just goes aggressive. He just runs up to that wall and takes the fight. That's the same way Device died in the previous round. They got the kill on Cold Zero, though, and he's going to force Taco up. He's not had a good game so far, and he's going to go down again. I don't think he's had any kill here on Inferno yet. Phelps will take one, puts out a grenade, but the bomb will be going down, and see what they can do. They've got no grenades left. SK, that's a big problem.
They've got the AWP as well. That's not ideal considering they're smoked out. One kit available on Phelps. Doesn't look like they're actively going for this one, Anders. Holding up and seeing if Fallen can make anything happen. I can see a player falling back. That's Fer. They have to give in once again. 5-0 here. The money getting out of control for Astralis right now. They'll have about 10 grand per player after this round, and SK, they can't get anything going whatsoever. This 8 bomb site's becoming a real problem for them.
And how do you deal with this? I mean, this is where you really need to kick it off, and I mean, maybe a tactical timeout. We've talked about this earlier, and sometimes we've seen them wait until, you know, we're at the 7-1 mark or something before you really start taking them. But I feel like from SK's point of view, they just had a big win on the second map. Just make sure this doesn't spiral out of control.
It's Taco who's in that pit position on the bomb side as well. He's on 0 for 5 right now, so that's suggests that's what the real problem is. Nice play from Zipex, patient stealth there, but you can see trying to do what he could. That was Taco. He got Molotov out of the bicycle position, moved into the open, and only had the UMP to work with once again. Money's still available just about. They're saving weapons continuously here, but this time it's a decent buy. They get 4 M4s, the AWP out as well, plethora of grenades to work with. This time we're focusing towards Banana for the terrorist side. Molotov at the car, pushes the CTs back. They won't be challenging at the start here either. Device on the AWP now. We mentioned this at the start. Difficult weapon to tame on Inferno on the T side. Let's see what he's made of.
Fer and Fallen holding the B side. No AWP there for them to help out. Cold is really far back. It feels like you're right. The pit and the apartments area is really hard for SK to control. Maybe the AWP could make the big difference. Cold Zero certainly very good with it indeed. Still got more than a minute left here, and Astralis haven't really shown themselves too much anywhere. They've got some control at Banana, but not all the way. They still don't know if anyone is sandbags, and they don't have top mid control either. So everything right now is really slow for the Danish side. Maybe they're anticipating some sort of aggression out of SK.
And they've been quite fast-paced Astralis so far, so that makes sense. Waiting for the adaption, the CTs maybe trying to get their first pick towards second middle, something like that. It's actually Cold Zero on the AWP Anders as well, so that's a change-up.
Yes.
Fallen not necessarily feeling 100% comfortable here. Let's see what he can deliver. Cold Zero is towards Arch, and he'll have to fall back as he's smoked out. Pretty standard stuff so far, going for that mid-control with the T side, but this would be the final play. Smokes are good, and Taco once again feeling the pressure, has to move his position, but Cold Zero hits a shot and a double as well. This is much better.
Everything that they needed. Now rotation is going to start falling back, but I don't think this is going to catch SK off guard at all. In fact, Fer will have already heard the footsteps outside. He's rotating, fallen in, and with 17 seconds. Yeah, I think it's better actually for Astralis just to save. As silly as it sounds, like what's the point in rushing into B at that point?
Yeah, they can't really do much. The bomb wouldn't go down, and Dupree, he'll steal away an AK before he's done here. So like we said, Astralis, they've got the 5-0 lead here, tons of money. There's no point in throwing that money down the toilet though. Like, keep it strong, 3 players alive. That round's done for Cold Zero. I'm sure we'll see the replay of how he picked up those 2 frags. The player is falling back. I assume he just holds the arch corner and managed to pull 2 at that point as well. So here we go, yeah, indeed. Easy shot there. Not too much of a problem whatsoever. They didn't really have much time to fully execute there with the smokes, locking him out, flashing him off. They had to take the wide face and got punished for it. So there it is. SK Gaming with a clean round there. Didn't drop a single frag. Reinvestment though, down to about 2K per player, so he needs to start stringing some rounds in a row now. Just one at this stage really won't be good enough. coldzera still on the AWP.
Again with the Molotovs to control top banana. Grenade damage not going to be too impactful there against Astralis. And this time SK actually at least fighting for apartment control here. And even if it's just a brief moment where you show yourself, it means Astralis are going to have to be a bit slower. They can't just sort of automatically win that fight. And top banana lost for SK Gaming, forcing Astralis to use at least some of the grenades to get this much. And I mean, that in itself is helpful if you're SK. Right now, they are not doing much to find out what Astralis are doing. They don't have any real information. I mean, 10 seconds later, once you lose top banana, you don't know what's happening anymore.
This is a full execution potential here. The bomb's there as well. We do have one player in the form of Dupree and Boiler, so we haven't seen many of this in this tournament. Smokes are deployed. Molotovs will come in momentarily. What's the reaction here? Did the CTs try and push back? Did they hold in towards ruins? But nothing coming in just yet. They're trying to see the CTs dumped everything they had. They only have flashbangs remaining here. Device, AWP, seeing if we can open things up.
He's waiting in the corner. The smokes are going to fade any second. You can see a new row is ready to be set up here for SIP. He's been spending some time practicing. You see him going through the older lineup.
Yeah.
30 seconds on the clock. This is not a lot of time if you're Astralis. We'll see if they can make their way through. A whole barrage of grenades are raining in, and Fur just wants to buy time with a flashbang, but they're actually stuck out there. They can't really make it through. Finally, they're going to try and see if they can run through that smoke that was waiting for them, and now there's Dupree with a kill. Kirby goes down. Fur trying a bit more, but he's overextended himself and can't find cover. Device will take him down. 4 versus 3. Fallen going for the spray, and it misses. Glaive will pick up the kill. And SK Gaming, they needed this round so desperately. It's not going to happen.
Definitely not going to happen at this stage. Is saving the weapons once again. That's really intelligent stuff from Astralis there. Trying to bully SK to drop every grenade they absolutely had there, and then baiting out that it might be going back towards the A side. Then another baked execution there. Smokes the city spawns once again. Molotovs on the side. They needed to find multiple frags. Their SK Gaming could only get one. Couldn't done either plant. Came down to about 9 seconds once more. But Astralis finding the kills. Device shutting down the player in new boxes. So great round generally from Astralis. I think that SK need to start challenging Banana a little bit more. The fact that Astralis can get 5 players towards that side of the map and have full control to execute twice, that shouldn't be really possible, and Device finds another kill here. Lovely shot by him. Doesn't hold on to his AWP, but he's not worried about that. We've discussed in detail with him in the past as to his thoughts on the AWP in this map. He does like to use it, but it's, I guess, not necessarily a requirement. We're going to round number 8, 6-1, and once again, SK Gaming clutching at straws here. The UMPs coming out. Mixed bag in terms of the buy, falling down to the glass cannon AWP once again. 6-1, certainly a CT-sided map still. Early days, but not looking great for the Brazilians here in the third map.
What a rough way to get started. Astralis, I would have thought that they would have taken more of a mental impact from losing that second map, but it seems like just the break that they had was enough for them to bounce right back. A big lead early on here on Inferno. The final map. Winner will get to phase.
It's not bad at all, is it?
Well, works out very well, and that in itself has become more sort of a classic, hasn't it? Very quickly indeed.
Meeting phase in the finals, this seems like they're there every single time, yeah.
Obviously, Carrigan potentially playing against his former teammates in itself is a story that's worth following, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Mid-control coming in here, but it was Fallen who gave the AWP away to coldzera before, and he delivered with it. Fallen now spots one, hasn't pulled the trigger just yet. The flashbang comes in, has to fall back here slightly. Decides against the rephase in Taka. We did say he's having a really rough time in that pit area, still on a Slayer, 0 and 5. Taking him down once again, he's low HP. A lot of pressure here, coldzera to step up.
Fallen is actually taking a kill against Dupree. I'm not even sure why. Was that for the smoke? We have to see that later. Taco goes down again. Cold picks up one, falls off the ledge, and he will get a quick double kill. At least it's a 2-on-2 now. Felt's out in the open. He can't transfer it onto Device. It's still going to be a 1-on-1. Fur coming in with the UMP from Quad, and actually Device making a lot of noise here. Go and check for the corner. Not quite going to find it yet, but he could maybe get a bomb plant in. 20 seconds. Tabs it once. That just allows Fur to get a bit closer. Device has no idea. He's going to fall down, and that's a round for SK Gaming. Scary stuff, but it will be a second round for them.
Yeah, one player surviving this time. Fur and Device going at it on the A bomb side. Let's have a look at this shot from Fallen. So, okay, right. Towards Quad, not through the smoke quite, but
look at it. 1 second later, that smoke is up. So
yeah.
Just imagine the timing that goes into that one.
Oh, it's such an interesting round there. Fur He hears the bomb planted twice there, faked out by Device, but holds his nerve, manages to find the frag. But only one player survives for SK, right? Yes, they win the round, but still full investments required across the board, and we still have full buys for Astralis. All recovered, but UMP's out once again. 6-2. As we enter round number 9 here. Astralis took a timeout just to work out where they'll be going with this next round. All for Device once again, so he seems to be bringing it to the table more often these days.
I don't know what's happening on the screen. You've got to help me out, Henry.
No comment.
Give me anything to work with.
I can't help you there, I'm afraid. It's going to be round number 9. UMP, Famises, a couple of kids there. This will be a double eco situation if SK go down with no players surviving. So big round here, and it's Glaive to open up first. Fallen with the AWP, trying to work a bit harder there to start to find the opening pick. The first time he's gone that aggressive, a Device one step ahead of everyone it seems, and he finds the second frag as well. Dupree wanted to push through the flames, but not required here. He can fall back to his teammates, and Phelps with the hero play here, trying to push with the UMP, gets a double spray down. Now we've got something to work with.
Phelps to try and save the round. Cold Zero will follow it up, gets a kill on the bomb. And now he knows that Dupree is up here. They've just had an engagement over on the other side. Taco's had to fall back and he's on 5 health. This is definitely not done if you're SK Gaming. They can't afford to lose. There's Dupree coming in. What an angle to find against Cold Zero. He never stood a chance. Now they've got a massive health advantage and they've got plenty of time left here.
Oh yes, this is such a difficult situation for SK. 6-2, looking down the barrel of a full reset as well. Double eco will be required. Segregated. Taco yet to even frag in this map so far. 0-6. Phelps now knows he has to step up. He's already done so much work in this round, and there's another bit as well. Finds the kill, drops the bomb, gets information at least. Dupree up against it, rotates back towards the A side. If Taco can find this frag, all will be forgiven. He's hiding in the boiler for now. He can hear Dupree coming. He doesn't have to do too much as he falls back towards the apartments, just wants to deny the plant as much as he can. Might as well go for it. Plant is safe though. Oh, maybe not quite. And it's going to be Taco to find his first kill in the round, which actually finds SK Gaming getting 2 in a row and avoiding the full reset.
Hey, this is just a replay of the whole game, isn't it? Just in microcosm here. Insane rounds down to crazy 2v2s, and for once, SK actually come out on top. And I mean, Taco, the final kill, that's good, but Phelps there, over on that B side, flashing his way through the smoke and picking up all those kills. That was everything you could ever want. 10th round is coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. AWP on Fallen, and AWP on Device as well. Let's see if they can make this work. They really need to string together a whole bunch of rounds. You need to see SK here pick up, something like 4 or 5 in a row just to start to feel better.
Yeah, still not looking comfortable. 6-3 though. They managed to get 2 in a row. That's something to work towards now. Fallen, like you said, on the AWP. Cold Zero just machine up for him, and it's going to be aggressive as usual, trying to find the first pick. Fallen might have to fall back here, drops the smoke to buy him some time, but the flames don't reach him, so he can challenge a little bit longer there, but gets burned alive. Kiabi finds him, and there it is, another 5 on 4. You hate to see that. Fallen looked like he was safe. He thought the fire wasn't going to reach him, but then another Molotov drops in his path, and he gets tagged through the wall. And there it is. 1 minute remaining. Astralis with a huge lead here. I would suggest at this stage to go for the full banana execute. They've got control of that side of the map. They're taking the AWP down as well. They have a bit of presence towards the apartment side. Dupree and Zipex there alone. Dupree jumping out the window to go join his teammates, presumably. But Fur, he knows he needs to go wild here. Gets the AWP. Holding an aggressive angle as well. The terrorists decide to fall back. And they've pulled rotations towards the B side of the map as well. Phelps in Speedway right now. Cold Zero and Taco, who've having a rough time on the A side of the map as well, and as they have not been efficient at all to try and step up here.
It's a good position for Taco, I think. Not many grenades have been landing here towards what we call the graveyard. And he's got the AK in hand. 17 seconds. There's Phelps picking up a kill. But they do a bit more. Taco goes for the spray. Cold Zero gets one. They line up. And they all get shot down. SK Gaming turning it right around. No issue at all. And actually, no grenades at all for Astralis. They just walked right in there.
Yeah, much better from SK Gaming. Looking composed now, actually getting some synergy with those crossfires on the side. This is falling, tagged through the wall like we said, and the last tick gets him of that Molotov. And it's SK recovering from deficits time and time again. Phelps is a hero before, and you can see Taco working hard from the graveyard at that stage as well, using his teammate on the bomb site to actually allow him to get that spray down.
That was a team flashing the guy coming out of apartments, I believe. That was actually the one thrown from middle. So otherwise, maybe there could have been a reply. Fur in the corner will be a quick trade, but Fallen get the kill and fall back immediately, which is a good call. Kiebu actually looking for blood. It's going to be his own blood this time around, and what?
How does that happen?
They're breaking all the rules, standing in the fire, killing their teammates. What's going on, Henry?
I don't know, but you don't see that every day. Anyway, Dupree now recovers the MP9. That's not going to help him too much. Throws the bomb around the corner, but let's see what he can do. Not too much. Fallen finds the first kill. To be fair, they weren't going to win that round regardless, but still, I don't think I've seen a team kill with a knife, and that's ended a round ever. So that's kind of interesting.
Losing just a couple of rounds, and the Danes are turning on each other. I mean, that's not reasonable.
That's okay, guys. You still got the lead here. Sure, you've lost 4 rounds in a row, but let's be sensible here. Round number 12. Double orb setup. This has been an interesting discussion in CSGO right now. How viable is this? It was G2 that really brought it into the fray originally. That Kenny S Shoxy combo was so strong for about 2 months. Then it's starting to be countered at this stage as well. But if you haven't used it so far, and it's the first time you're deploying it towards the end of the CTR, I think this is a great time just to bring it out, just to mix things up a little bit and have a bit more strength towards the B side.
Still a very good first half for Astralis, but SK, they had such a terrible start as well on Mirage, and they managed to slowly gain momentum over time, and something similar could happen here. I mean, we've already seen it a couple of times. Can't really count them out just yet. Again, we see the grenades raining in towards the A side of the map, and there's not that much of a presence here. In fact, almost none. Cold Zero and Taco are the only ones here. Taco, once again to the graveyard. He gets a kill, and that's maybe all he needed. But Kiebu coming in with 2 really rapid headshots, dropping Cold Zero as well. It's a very good entry into the site. Phelps, he sort of has to respect that smoke. In fact, he won't. He's just going to be creeping through. That's incredibly dangerous, but it pays off massively. Taking down Kiebu after the bomb is gone down. Glaive comes in with a spray. Not really getting the shot in yet, and now the rest of the team has shown up here. He might have to fall back and wait for Sip, who's hiding in the pit right now. SK Gaming, another clutch that they simply have to win. Sneaking in around quad is Fur, and that's going to be Glaive down and out now. Sip in a lot of trouble. 35 health, and he gets shut down. Fur with an excellent headshot. SK Gaming equalizing the score. 6-6 now. It's working for them.
They were 6-1 down, and they've managed to have this sort of resurgence as well. It looked so perfect for Kiabi and co. Getting towards the A side. What a spray down that was from the young Dane. And further, he goes one step beyond, manages to isolate the first player there. Gets the second kill. Very nice stuff as well. And SK Gaming looked like they're finally turning up here.